Hello, I'm Namisile Pamela Ngubane, and this is the Entity Dynamics podcast. Entity Dynamics is a culture development consultancy where we believe that culture creates behavior and behavior creates reality. So, the title of this video is A Culture of Going Where We Are Valued. So, the reason why I'm making this video in particular is because I want to talk to people, who are empaths. You know, empaths are people who feel very deeply, and especially they are empathetic. So they feel other people's feelings, whether it's pain or joy or whatever. They're very sympathetic and usually the type of people who other people will seek out if they need advice or comfort or just, friendship, that's real as well, because they tend to be very genuine people because they wear their heart on their sleeve. They also tend to be people who can't handle high stress environments. Like it freaks them out completely because they're so sensitive. But the irony of it is that empathetic people tend to attract people who are usually very much in need of healing and in need of love. And those people tend to be people who are in a lot of pain, right? In a lot of pain, are lonely, and are not in touch with themselves, and are usually afraid of actually going deep into themselves, right? Whereas the empathetic person tends to be someone who introspects, who wants to do their best, who wants to be helpful and kind, and will think about like the bad things they've done and feel genuinely bad about it and be inclined to make amends, or at the very least be inclined to do better next time. Now, if you're an empathetic person, I relate to you because I think I am one also, and I think you'll relate to me. And you'll probably find, and this is also my experience, that growing up and into your adulthood, pretty much your whole life, basically, you've had to deal with people who treated your kindness and your open heartedness either as weakness and stupidity or as something to be taken advantage of, as shocking as that may sound. But we all know what I'm talking about, right? If you're an empath. And, you've attracted, yeah, people who have sought to take advantage of you. And most of the time, they've succeeded in taking advantage of you because you don't understand how anyone could be like so mean as to take advantage of someone who's being nice. You know what I mean? It's like, you hear stories of like a blind person selling newspapers on the street, right? This person is literally at the mercy of their customers. You know what I mean? People could steal from them. They're just trusting that human beings are good enough to not steal from a blind man selling newspapers, right? But unfortunately, some people do. Okay. And as an empath, you also assume that because you're nice and you're kind and you're open hearted and you're willing to share what you have, your resources, your time, your energy, your love, that people would reciprocate and treat you at the very least with some kindness, kindness enough to walk away from you if they have negative intentions towards you, right? But unfortunately, most of the time, that's not what happens. And especially in my case, this is what I've experienced. I'm not going to lie. In romantic relationships, I've attracted people who literally had no problem using me and taking advantage of my kindness. No problem. No problem. And when I called them out, like, what the hell are you doing? It was like I was the problem because I'm supposed to just accept that I'm going to be abused in this manner because why are you so kind if you don't want to be abused? That was like the vibe. Okay. But anyway, um, but thankfully, I've been shown that this is not how it has to be, and I don't have to tolerate this type of disrespect. it's not, it doesn't come with the territory necessarily for being kind. This is why I'm saying, like, we need to go where we are valued. This is what I've also come to understand. I need to go where I'm valued. If people don't value what I'm bringing to the table, if they don't value my kindness, my open heartedness, my willingness to share my energy, my time, my resources, my love with them, then I need to go where I'm wanted, and where I will be valued. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I'm wanted by that person because they're sucking the life out of me and they're enjoying it and benefiting from it, but where I'm valued, because that person does not value me. It's like when Christ says, don't throw your pearls before swine because they will trample your pearls underfoot and then they will turn on you. This is exactly what he's talking about. You are a pearl. I'm a pearl, so we have value. We can't be casting ourselves before swine. What are swine? They're materialistic, dense energy, lower vibrational creatures who live only for the moment, live for instant gratification, are completely selfish, don't care about sharing, don't care about reciprocating. They just want to take, take, take. They don't give, right? So that's what that analogy is. And so I've realized that if I am going to have peace in my life, and I value peace, because in peace I can be productive. In peace I can actually do the work that I need to do to live out my mission on this earth, which is to usher in a culture of bringing heaven down to earth, a culture of mutual respect, of love, of treating the environment and the earth and all her beings that live on her with kindness and respect, you know. So that's what I'm here to do, and I don't need people being in my space with negativity. Like I said in my other video, there's peeps I've encountered, and that person I talked about is not the only one. I've encountered peeps who enjoyed making me angry because it fed the evil that lives inside them, right? So, and I thought, honestly, because of growing up being constantly ostracized and made to feel weird and made to feel like I'm just so stupid and weak, I thought that with my low self-esteem, that basically this is what life is on earth. This is as good as it's going to get. Maybe there's something wrong with me. You know what I mean? But obviously, as time went on, I realized that actually I'm not the one who's the problem. The problem is people who are unable to accept love without turning it into an opportunity to abuse someone and take advantage of someone. They're the problem. I'm not the problem. So that empathetic nature, that sympathetic nature is actually what is required. That's what a peacemaker is. Like how Christ says, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called children of God. That's the energy of a peacemaker. That's the culture of a peacemaker. There's nothing wrong with me. I just have been putting myself in situations where I'm not valued, where I'm treated with disrespect. And so obviously I've put an end to that. And that's the point that I believe all of us as empaths need to come to, where we can see ourselves as being the most valuable people on this planet, not trying to brag or being like superior or whatever. But in reality, the planet needs people who are going to look at the animals and say, shame, let's not treat them with such disrespect. Let's not pollute their environment. Let's not cut down their forests. Let's find ways to generate electricity without destroying the earth. The earth is our mother. She's giving us everything. We have oxygen to breathe because of the trees that live on her. Let's have some respect for her. You know what I'm saying? Let's have respect for fellow human beings. Let's have respect for the children. For goodness sake, let's treat children like children. Let's give them a chance to just enjoy life as the beautiful, innocent souls that they are. You know what I'm saying? So we need this type of sympathetic people. So if you're an empath, you're a sympathetic person, you love people, you love the earth, you love animals, be more of what you are. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of being who you are. Love yourself, nurture yourself. Get rid of people in your space who undermine the glory of who you are. Because you're freaking amazing. The earth needs more of you. And, if people need healing, they must come to you for healing, but with good intentions. Not come to you needing healing, but their mission is actually to destroy you so that the evil in them can continue to be evil without feeling like it's being disturbed and being made to feel like it needs to introspect and it needs to actually do better. Okay? So I'm going to carry on this in part 2 because once again, it's a big topic and I can't finish it in 10 minutes.